fire, the wheel, writing, sliced bread, air conditioning. These are some pretty neat things that humans have come up with. But is any of these things the best thing that humans have ever made? No. You clicked on this video. It's Megamind. It's Megamind by a lot. It's Megamind by a lot. Now, the fact that you clicked on this video suggests that you know at least a little bit about Megamind. You've probably seen some memes or some funny haha videos on the internet from it, or maybe you've actually seen the movie, in which case, congratulations. But no matter what, no matter who, everyone I've ever talked to has only ever called it good, not recognizing it as the absolute
flippin'
masterpiece that it is. So for the next 20 or so minutes, just sit back and try to listen to reason, and by the end of the video, hopefully, you'll change your mind about how mega this movie truly is.
Oh my god.
This movie came out 10 years ago. I mean, it has its moments where it's but for the most part, it still looks pretty good. It's stylized enough so that the limitations of its technology don't hurt it, and it's cartoonish enough so that it doesn't need to animate 200,000 hairs and how they interact with the wind every single frame. It has its own amazing, unique aesthetic, and whatever this movie saved in unnecessary visuals, it spent in attention to detail. By the way, this is your spoiler warning. From now on, I will be spoiling more and more of this absolute masterpiece as the video progresses. If you haven't seen this movie, go buy it from Amazon Prime or iTunes or somewhere and watch it now and come back to the video. Please come back. This movie has amazing attention to detail. Look at how the observatory dents when Metro Man flies into it. And whenever Megamind uses the disguise watch, his eyes stay the same color regardless of who he's turning into. See here how Megamind turns into Bernard, even though his real eye color is brown. Just such an amazing little detail to keep in. And when Roxanne leaves the Schul house, she picks up the cape that she puts on Megamind at the end of the movie. I didn't even notice this one until I was rewatching the movie for things I had missed. Who knows how many I still skipped over. Here, the clink of two glasses harmonizes with the music.
For being the only normal thing in my crazy upside-down world.
To being normal.
And so does Roxanne's shout for Hal right here. The sheer amount of effort put in to make sure that all of the elements of the movie blend together seamlessly into one perfect unit is truly astonishing. Every scene, shot, and story aspect is deliberately and diligently crafted to make a magnificent movie. And man, did they succeed. Now let's talk about Megamind's visual storytelling for a minute. To start off with, holy
Spirit.
There are so many parallels, it's amazing. These repeated sequences signify progress. They're reminders to the audience about what has happened and how far the story and Megamind have come. They retell the story as they wrap it up. It's genius. You all know what Chekhov's gun is, right? Okay, well if you don't, here it is. It's basically just good writing. This movie Chekhov's so many guns. There are two literal separate Chekhov's guns. And at the end of the film, they get used at like the same time. And the disguise watch alone gets Chekhoved like 8 times. Just look here. Megamind shows Titan he has a disguise watch in order to agitate him into fighting. And then, during the final fight, Megamind goofs up and says Metrocity. And Titan, knowing Megamind both says Metrocity and can disguise himself, comes back.
Oops.
Titan's a coward. He wouldn't come back if there was even a remote chance that it was actually Metro Man. But through the stellar writing, we know he has absolute certainty. Everything is meticulously crafted to have a specific purpose. I know there are going to be some people talking about continuity errors and whatever, but no. There are only 2, and they're fine. Here, Minion's arm isn't the right length, and Megamind probably can't grab a shirt with a buzzsaw. However, those are easily explained away whenever you realize the film is his story, not history. The whole movie is a retelling of his life from birth until him falling to his death. Look at this scene early on where Metro Man quote-unquote dies. Look, he blips out with super speed right here. And now look at Megamind's imagination of Metro Man's retelling later. They're in different places because Megamind remembers screaming the word fire, so that's where he thought Metro Man did his thing. They're not identical because Megamind, much like humanity, is flawed. Oh,
Beans.
Pretend I didn't say that. We'll get back to it, I promise. Even if you don't buy the whole unreliable narrator thing, you're wrong. Other than those two tiny things, Megamind is perfect. Name anything else that humans have made that has two imperfections. Yeah, I thought so. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that this movie is flawless, and humans aren't. Just look at Kanye. He was made by humans, and I like him, but he's got a list. But that doesn't mean I can't still listen to his music. Speaking of which, the music in Megamind is absolutely perfect on every level. How do we characterize a villain that takes himself too seriously in a movie that doesn't do the same thing? How about we play? Just precisely undercut in the best possible way. By the way, Bad to the Bone is a leitmotif in the score of the movie. How cool is that? Anyway, the soundtrack is amazingly selected and assembled to provide as much legit world building as possible, while still being absolutely hilarious. And the score? Don't even get me started. It's definitely Hans Zimmer's best work. Inception? Interstellar? Get out of here! Now this is some pretty epic gaming. What do you think's been the background music this whole time? It's upbeat, it's engaging, it's memorable, and it instantly conveys the emotion of the scene without fail, whether it's wondrous with a tinge of horror, or mournful, or triumphant. There's an enormous amount of nonverbal storytelling. I mean, just look at all the characters. They're instantly recognizable and memorable. You've got your twink, your Chad, your lesbian, your bear, and your gamer. How more stereotypical could the cast be? Their designs are super distinct and characteristic of the people they belong to.
Oh look, a guy with a big brain. I wonder if he's smart.
You already know so much about these characters before they even get the chance to speak. Even if you didn't speak English, you'd probably still understand most of what happened in the movie, and you'd definitely have a great time watching it, and we haven't even gotten to. This religious experience that people have the balls to call a movie has so many interesting philosophical ideas that it constantly shares with the viewer. For one, how about a critique on capitalism that's more effective than anything Marx could crank out? Firstly, we're shown that the only result of capital gain is dissatisfaction. Through a quote-unquote random collision, Megamind is sent hurtling into a prison, and Metro Man into the lap of luxury. Megamind is instilled at an early age with a mistrust of authority and a sympathy to those who are forced to turn to crime in order to survive, in a community of people that don't take care of each other. Megamind is more fulfilled in his role as a working-class supervillain as opposed to Metro Man, who hasn't struggled to do anything in his life. Everything's either effortless or handed to him on a silver platter. Later, when Megamind has the city all to himself, he has all of his wildest material dreams satisfied, and he finds no joy in it. He has absolute control over Metro City. He has every luxury money can buy. He can do anything he wants. And yet, this is his lowest point. Such reveals that the endeavor for success in terms of physical gain is a fool's errand. Megamind was only truly happy when he was opposed, when he was working towards a goal, when he was struggling against Metro Man, and in a way, himself. One of the major ideas of Megamind is that happiness can't be achieved through the acquisition of a goal, but rather becoming comfortable with yourself while on the path to achievement. Roxanne gives Megamind the idea to create another hero, and he loves it, thinking that the struggle against another person is what he was missing. But while orchestrating his first battle with his new hero, he falls in love with Roxanne and slowly realizes that he's happy with her. He's happy with the person he is when he's able to have fun and love another person. He becomes comfortable with himself and actually achieves happiness. But Roxanne dumps him, and he loses that, so he convinces himself that he has only one hope to get it back, his battle with Titan. Megamind deludes himself back into thinking that he must be doing something in order to find happiness. He believes that creating a hero will give him purpose, and then his life will be worth living. Megamind, and humanity by extent, is so terrified of having nothing to do and being forced to introspect that he seeks out distractions that ultimately harm him. However, after his fight with Titan, he realizes that his achievements and his creations don't make life worth living. He and he alone does. Megamind accepts the role as the new hero of Metro City because he learned how to be satisfied with himself as he is. Megamind is a film about self-actualization. It's about taking the circumstances you were forced into and overcoming them and yourself. Megamind is about becoming the person you were always meant to be.
This town isn't big enough for two supervillains.
Oh, you're a villain, all right. Just not a super one.
Yeah? What's the difference?
Presentation!
Megamind's obsession with presentation and spectacle provide a critique of superhero movies and superhero culture before most of them had even come out. Before Endgame, or any Avengers movie for that matter, Megamind was showing the vacuous nature of placing faith in superheroes. Metro Man is the quintessential superhero. He's taller, hotter, faster, stronger, better than anybody could be. He's played by Brad Pitt. His presentation and perception make him the hero figure to Metro City. He is who Metro City projects themselves onto. Megamind, however, is imperfect, flawed. He's weak, and he's small, and he's self-centered. And Metro City, and by extension humanity as a whole, hates him for it. But Megamind is only really as evil as he is self-centered. He just embraces himself as a supervillain because society forced him into the role of the outcast. He just plays the character of what everyone thinks he should be. He recognizes his role as the heel and plays off it fantastically. He never acts on cruelty. He just labels himself as a villain because he doesn't measure up to the unachievable good of Metro Man. But by the end of the movie, Metro Man is shown to be nothing more than a facade crafted by Megamind in Metro City. We all want to think we're Metro Man, but we've been Megamind the whole time, fighting against a paragon of purity that never existed. We all think we're gods and we're infallible, so we scorn the rest of the world for being evil. But we know in our heart of hearts that that evil arises from within. And no amount of fighting some external force in a heroic battle will get rid of it, because the only way to get rid of evil is to remove it from yourself. The movie masterfully shows how by disillusionment and embracing ourselves for who we are, we're able to become the actual heroes of our own stories, rather than spending our time self-sabotaging by trying to reach perfection. And at this point, I had an epiphany. I always had this subconscious love for Megamind. Its atmosphere, its storytelling, its art direction, its environment. Every part of the movie has this emotional connection deep within my soul. I could never express it with words. I always had this profound familiarity with the movie, and I never realized why. Until now. It's so familiar because it's fundamental to the human experience. Every part of this movie is crafted with divine precision to convey that Megamind isn't just about Megamind, it's about you. It's your story. It's the story of humanity. What do you do when fate deals you a bad hand? You're not perfect, or you didn't get what you wanted, or you did get what you wanted. Something always happens to you, but you're never happy because of it. Megamind's struggle against destiny is the same as his struggle against himself. He always relies on some higher power to give him what he needs to succeed. He mentions destiny 3 major times in the movie. First when heading out to Earth.
I set out to find my destiny.
Then about why the superhero snot rocket hit Hal.
It's destiny.
And then at the end.
Funny, I guess destiny is not the path given to us, but the path we choose for ourselves.
The first 2 times he mentions it because something out of his control happened randomly, apparently guiding him to his true destiny. But we find out those didn't really matter. Megamind only realized his true destiny when he took it into his own hands, when he faced his circumstances and overcame them. Destiny isn't what drops out of the sky and hits you on the head. It's what you go out and do for yourself. Fate doesn't pick favorites. It just sows the seeds to let you become yourself for yourself. You might be the chosen one or the hero of your story, but not because it happens to you. You happen to it. And the question at the root of destiny emerges. Well, isn't the fact that you conquered your circumstances only because you were destined to do so in the first place? And yeah, sure. But that type of thinking discourages action. You could view yourself as a puppet of fate, doomed to be controlled by things that aren't you, and give up because that's what you're always destined to do. But anytime you do anything, yeah, it's caused by stuff beyond your control, but it's still you acting. Yeah, the route wasn't planned by you, and you have to abide by the rules of the road, but it's still you behind the wheel. In order to do something with your life, you can't just wait around. You actually have to go and do something. Megamind is a tale of your destiny being the ability to choose your own. Megamind is cinematic perfection, layered on top of perfection, layered on top of perfection. No matter how you approach it, this movie is the most amazing thing to ever be made by humans. Or is it?
Oh no, Tom McGrath, director of Megamind, was aliens this whole time.
Whether you see it as a funny blue man beating up 2 beefy boys, or a philosophical masterpiece about self-actualization, or a spiritual experience that tackles the questions at the heart of existence, this movie's amazing, and it's my favorite movie. And I hope it's yours now, too.
So make sure to go like, comment, subscribe. Maybe give me money on Patreon.
Why do I have that? Nobody's gonna watch this. But for real though, I'm gonna try to keep making this stuff, because I like doing it. So if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Anyways, thanks for watching.